Imagine this. There's a guy. Let's call him Josh. Josh spends his whole life thinking he's in control. He wakes up every morning, goes to school, goes to work, hangs out with his friends on the weekend, watches Netflix, scrolls through his phone for hours. You know the type. But here's the thing. Josh thinks he's making choices, but really he's just following orders. In school, he did what his teachers told him. When he got his first job, he listened to his boss, nodding along like a good little puppet. And now, every decision Josh makes is influenced by what other people think of him. He buys clothes not because he likes them, but because his friends wear them. He posts on Instagram just for the likes. He stays in a job he hates because society told him this is what success looks like. But here's the thing. Josh never realized that he spent his entire life being commanded. He didn't know that his lack of discipline, his inability to obey himself, meant he was always under someone else's control. Every choice, his job, his relationships, his habits were dictated by other people. It wasn't until years later, when he was burnt out, depressed, and stuck, that he finally understood Nietzsche's words. He who cannot obey himself will be commanded. And that's where the change begins. You see, Josh's story is our story. If you can't control yourself, your habits, your emotions, then someone else will. You either take control or someone else will do it for you. Let me tell you a story about myself. I was once exactly like Josh. I thought I had control of my life, but I was just going through the motions, following orders without even realizing it. When I went to school, I thought I was doing everything right. I was studying hard for classes I didn't care about, hanging out with people who didn't push me to be better, wasting all my free time on social media. I thought I was choosing that life, but one day it hit me. I wasn't making any real choices. My entire life was based on what society, my parents, and even my friends told me I should do. I didn't even realize I was stuck in this loop, doing what I was told without even being told. No one said it out loud, but I was being commanded by all these invisible expectations. Do well in school, get a 9 to 5, go out on the weekends, live for validation. I wasn't obeying myself. I had no discipline, no control. Because of that, I was being commanded by everything around me. It wasn't until I came across philosophy, more specifically the quote from Nietzsche, "He who cannot obey himself will be commanded," that everything clicked. If I couldn't master my own habits, if I couldn't take control of my own time, someone else will. That's when I realized I needed to obey myself. First, build discipline, focus on what I wanted to do, not what others expected of me. And that's when I started leveling up. Now, I run my own life. I wake up early, control my routine, and most importantly, I answer to me. And so how do you go about becoming your own person and start commanding yourself? First off, a habit I want you to start practicing is journaling. More specifically, reflective journaling. You can do this digitally, but I think pen and paper is better, so just go out and get yourself like a $10 journal to write in. Here's what I want you to do. At the end of each day, I want you to reflect upon the actions you have taken and ask yourself, did I live how I truly wanted to live? And I don't mean this in the degenerate sense. This is a question pertaining to the true life you want to live, where you're striving toward your goals and grinding on the work that you find meaningful to yourself. Because we all know what it's like to have to work on something that means absolutely nothing to you. Like a project in school that you need to get done just for a grade, but that you do not one bit in the slightest give a shit about. Also in this journal, I want you to ask yourself, what should I eliminate? And what I mean by this is, what meaningful source of dopamine could you eliminate that is taking away from time doing the meaningful work you know you should be doing? This is something that is really important to reflect on, as you will begin to think more strategically about your time. You'll start to remember all those pockets of day wasted by scrolling on social media. And then what you can do is, you can one at a time eliminate these sources. You can say, start with deleting Instagram, then TikTok, and then eventually disable YouTube Shorts. One by one, you can subtract these things which sap your dopamine and take your attention away from the work that will truly set you free in life. Bro, listen up. Your environment is shaping who you are. Whether you realize it or not, if you're spending time with people who are lazy, negative, or always looking for the easy way out, that's going to rub off on you. You become like the people you're around the most. So if you want to command yourself and take control of your life, you need to upgrade your circle. Surround yourself with disciplined, focused people who push you to level up every day. If you can't find them in real life, find them online. Join self-improvement communities, watch content that motivates you, and cut out all the distractions that are holding you back. But it's not just about the people, it's also about the physical space you live in. If your room is messy, your desk is cluttered, or you've got distractions everywhere, how are you supposed to stay focused? Clean it up. Make your environment force you to be disciplined. No junk food lying around, no phone on your desk, and when you're trying to work, no mindless entertainment to distract you. Every part of your space should be set up to make you better. Also, get yourself an accountability partner. This is key. When someone is counting on you to stay on track, there's no room for slacking off. Whether it's a workout buddy, a mentor, or even someone online, find someone who's serious about bettering themselves and push each other to keep going, even when it gets hard. Because motivation fades, but discipline stays. When you build that structure around yourself, you'll start commanding your life. You're in control now. It's time to level up and become the person you know you're meant to be.